The Trump administration has warned that the future of a successful UK-US trade deal now depends on forming a united front against the Chinese Communist government. A White House source has told the Sunday Express that the U.S. president now expects Boris Johnson to drop plans to work with China on major projects such as the Huawei deal on 5G. The hardening of the stance comes amid growing evidence and claims that the coronavirus pandemic was caused by the Chinese government initially trying to cover up the original outbreak. There are also reports that it may have started in a Chinese laboratory in Wuhan and been accidentally released. Donald Trump had already been angered by the agreement between the UK government and Huawei to work with each other to build a 5G network, with allies warning that it was a security risk and would have unfettered access to British secrets. But with UK-US trade talks about to enter their third week, a well-placed White House source has said that China is now a leading issue. The source said, "I think the interconnectivity between our two nations will only get increasingly stronger. The American people want that and expect that. Together we are fighting a shared invisible foe, the virus, and building a united front to mitigate the clear and present global danger, China. As we do that, we will become increasingly interdependent to provide a front of unity and strength to bolster that security for our nations and the world. Trade will continue to increase and flourish as long as Boris continues to deconflict the UK's interests from those of China. And if he not only speaks boldly of, but shows tactical resolve in disentangling your interests from those of Beijing, we will continue to move together and move closer. If he Boris Johnson blinks, I fear our relationship will become strained, as our president's resolve is unwavering and he will work with those who will work with him and will not soften his stance for anyone, including the UK. Mr. Johnson is already under pressure from Tory backbenchers to ditch the deal with Huawei and reconsider the UK's relationship with the Chinese government. Former Security Minister Sir John Hayes said, "We must face up to these tough questions. How did we allow our nation to become so dependent on a foreign power which oppresses its people, persecutes Christians and imprisons Muslims? And why do we turn a blind eye as the Chinese government buys up billions of dollars worth of assets, land and businesses across the West and developing nations, whilst using industrial sabotage to destroy our industries? Our response should be decisive.